We're really changing the face of how we transport people.
It'll have a ripple effect throughout the automobile industry.
We're continuing our special report on electric vehicles in Illinois. Local lawmakers say it's time to clean up our transportation emissions. Could EVs be the answer? Across the state line, infrastructure has ramped up, but is it enough to get 1 million EVs on the road by 2030? 13 News' Cassandra Brutto explains what the road and the pumps could soon look like and why it affects you. Cassandra.
Brittany, in the 1900s, horse and buggy transitioned into automobiles. Fast forward 100 years, and we're encountering another transition, this time from diesel to electric. It comes at a time when transportation remains the #1 polluter in the U.S. When traveling on the roadways, you're either stopping at the pump or at charging stations. But how does it impact the environment in which we live?
Yes, this is for the environment, and yes, this is our first steps. We got a lot more steps to go. It's time for us to clean up our act.
Obviously, when it comes to emissions, battery cars are much better, but EV cars have batteries that eventually go out, and you have these large batteries that need to be disposed of. So, how do we handle that?
We're going to need land, and we're going to need the space and the chargers.
In Boone, Ogle, and Winnebago counties, over 5,000 electric or hybrid vehicles were registered in 2020, according to the Region 1 Planning Council. The Biden administration set an ambitious goal for 2030 to have 50% of new car sales in the U.S. be electric or hybrid.
Electric vehicles are the wave of the future, and we're all going to be driving electric vehicles at some point.
State Representative Dave Vela says it's doable in 8 years if the price tag goes down.
This is obviously the cost of the vehicle. Right now, electric vehicles are still significantly more expensive to purchase than a gas vehicle. They're obviously much cheaper to operate than a gas vehicle, but the initial investment is much higher. So I think gasoline and electric are going to coexist for quite a while.
Vela is confident with the Reimagining Electric Vehicles in Illinois Act, or REV, automakers will not only flock to the state, but take advantage of the tax and job training credits when switching to electric.
We, especially the Belvedere area, have the workers. We've got the highway, we've got the train, we've got the plane. We are centrally located. It's a perfect place. So that's why this bill is going to be so great for the area.
He expects production to ramp up, causing the price to dip.
Look at anything that's released, whether it's a TV, a vehicle, some form of technology. 10 years after it's been released, the price is, half, if not less. So I think barrier to entry is important in anything, right? That's what's going to deter people or attract people.
Across the aisle, State Representative Joe Sosnowski says it opens new doors for suppliers and mechanics, especially with at-home charging installation.
We're excited to have homegrown companies like Rivian out of Bloomington in Illinois. We hope that will spill over. You see major investments from companies like Ford and Stellantis, and then also in the technologies that supply that with batteries and those types of suppliers. It'll have a ripple effect throughout the automobile industry.
From talking to Stellantis myself, they're not only happy about the REV bill, which they are, but they're very, very happy about Belvedere. Belvedere loves Stellantis. We are the best place for them to be.
While the future of Stellantis in Belvedere remains a question mark, the company is focused on growth. A spokesperson saying in part, quote, "While we won't comment on rumor or speculation about the future of any of our facilities, we could say that Stellantis is committed to bringing consumers an electrified future, investing $35 billion through 2025 on electrification and software," end quote. But could opening the door to the electric sector close others?
And so it creates an entirely different type of dilemma where I don't think you're not just driving to fill up with gas at a corner location anymore, because I think that will probably be a thing of the past if we go 100% electric in the future. It'll be more, hey, I'm running out to the store and I got to get charged up while I'm in there shopping for groceries.
Local travel center experts say they aren't going anywhere.
To offer a safe, convenient place to fuel, whether that's diesel, electric, gasoline, or hydrogen, whatever the future may hold. So we're going to adapt to the electric, but it gets back to focusing on the inside. So the reason you stop may be for a quick charge, but also something to eat, right?
While travel centers are prepared to change their layout, an influx of energy usage could come at a cost.
You could team up with a third party that provides charging stations, right? and have them manage the power usage that you're talking about. Do you charge for electric? Is electric going to be free? I mean, there's so many still, I think, unknown questions.
Planning ahead so drivers don't run into roadblocks in the future. I asked Representative Vella what could happen to the Illinois gas tax as more drivers switch to electric. Currently, the state's sales tax on top of the gas tax pays for road improvements. Vella says there are conversations about finding an alternative funding source. For 13 News, I'm Cassandra Brettel.